Welcome to Whiskey and Washers. I'm Ryan Herman, and I love bourbon. Tonight, I'm going to prove it to you by drinking something I've never had before, and this is kind of rare for me here. Let's see what we got here. So we got the Remus single barrel right there. Flint Hills Reserve Edition. So that's who it was selected by. Let's make sure we get it on there. So basically, they did a barrel for Kansas and bottled it, and we were able to get some. So you got a couple hundred bottles floating around Kansas. So we got 108.5 proof, 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% barley is the mash bill. Yes, indeed. So I do enjoy the Remus products. So they're out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. MGP, think MGP. And so I've had the Remus 6 years, really nice. Kind of reminded me of Wild Turkey, because you are getting a high rye mash bill with this dude. And this is one I can honestly say I've never had. I didn't even know it existed until probably about a week and a half ago. And I'm going to let that breathe for just a quick second. So my rep came in who sells me this and was like, hey, we just got a barrel of Remus. Do you want a case? And so absolutely I do. So we got one up at Sam's Liquor and Smoke Shop in Bastrop. Come up and see me. Ever expanded bourbon selection. And when it showed up and I read the bottle and I'm looking at the bottle. I'm like, I'm going to really like this. So let's see if it's true. I've had some really good MGP products. And I say that it's from Ross and Squibb Distillery right there across the top. That's their distillery. MGP is the one that basically sources a lot of bourbon and rye around the country. All right, what do we got? Oh, that is nice. Man, that's nice. So my first drink of the night, I want it all. So high rye, that rye spice definitely coming through. You can hear I'm salivating a little bit. That's how you know I love a bourbon. It gets me going. It just just attacks the taste buds. So 108.5 proof. So we're getting a pretty good proof. And a 36% rye, definitely kicking. That's pretty high for a rye. For a bourbon is pretty high rye content for a bourbon. Oh, and it comes through nicely. It's blended together super nicely. Sorry, my dog's whining. He wants some bourbon too. You could probably see him in the mirror. It's all right, buddy. Hey, you're all right. Because there's a lot of times where the rye, I just don't enjoy the nose. The nose is fantastic. And a lot of times that rye is a little more overpowering than I want it to be. Because I want to get that spice from the rye, the pepper. Oh yeah, I just love that on the taste buds. But sometimes it can be a little overpowering where just turn it into a rye. It's just almost too much. And I actually have, so this is a pretty high rye. I actually have Blue Run high rye I need to do a review on, and I actually found a Baker's high rye 7-year that I need to do a review on. They're all high ryes, but I wanted to give this one its own show because it's literally the first time I've tried it, and I'm really enjoying it. The nose is fantastic. Very not much on the caramel. I think that's from the rye. And you can definitely see it's not a super dark, even though it's a pretty high proof. It's definitely not super dark. Color wise, you can see through that. That's a pretty thick bottle. It's a great color. Not sure the age statement on this. It tells me when it was selected, but it doesn't tell me when it was actually bottled. I might have to do a little research on that. Like I said, I didn't even know this bottle existed until about a week ago. and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm definitely going to get to my second glass because now that I'm now that the attacking of my taste buds are ready for it, and you're just pulling a lot more flavor out of it. Some of my ryes, I get and I hate to use this connotation, whatever. I smell banana out of a lot of ryes. Um, I don't know what it is, but that's what kind of scares me about some of the noses of ryes. I know it's not going to taste like that, but I get big banana smell out of just regular Jack Daniels. God, there was a rye. Oh, I'm probably looking at it. The Wiseman rye. My brother-in-law tried to pour me some of that the other night, and I was like, dude, that's no, thank you. So it can be done wrong. It can be done exquisitely. The Wild Turkey does it exquisitely. The High Rye and there's the Remus. I've had very good Remus experience. They do the Repeal Reserve, which is that they do that one-time launch, at least in Kansas, this time of year, and that one's got a high rye. But MGP, at least from what I know about them, they are definitely known more for the ryes than their bourbons. They're going to do a lot of ryes on the market, and I can think of a handful just kind of right off the top. Bullet gets theirs from there. Old Pepper does a blend of their own rye plus MGP. I mean, Redline, their entire lineup is MGP. Nulu in Kansas, that's MGP for us. I don't know if Nulu's around or not, honestly. I don't know that I've been in other states and found it. So the second glass is going to be my telltale if this is really going to be something I super enjoy or if it's fine for one glass. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if everybody does that. Where a lot of times I don't know for sure unless I get to my second glass, and I have many theories on why that is. Again, the taste buds are ready. You get a lot more flavor instead of spice because I'm ready for bourbon. It's not surprising me anymore, I guess. Clean my palate just a little bit. So it's definitely the second glass for me. And I actually have had bottles and I where first glass I'm like, oh man, I'm really gonna enjoy this. Pour my second glass, and I'm about 2 drinks into it, and I'm like, yeah, this is not my favorite anymore. And I think a lot of it is the first glass isn't necessarily for me big on flavor. I mean, it's big on flavor, but it's not the tightness of the flavor, I guess, the specifics of it. Um, and now the burn going down is non-existent. Spice, my tongue is ready for it. It's the taste buds are, God, it's really kicking nice. I'm really enjoying the Remus. Single barrel again, 108.5. Got a 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% barley on the mash bill. And the Remus, a lot of the Remus, I've never had their actual just the bourbon. I've had the 6 year, which is kind of a silver label. I've had a lot of the Repeal Reserves. This is my first chance ever at a single barrel of it. And it's amazing how many times a single barrel iteration is my absolute favorite. I love the Elijah Craig when I see those at stores, makers, because they're unique. Um, the Remus, I've seen some Angel Envy. I've never had a barrel pick of that. I've actually had a barrel pick of Crown Royal, and it was really good. And I am a not anti Crown Royal, but I'm not, I guess, pro Crown Royal. I don't know that I've ever bought a bottle of Crown Royal. I've tried many of the times, and I think it came in around 102 proof, the Crown Royal barrel pick that I tried, and it was really dang good. So Crown Royal, you need to put some more of that out on the market if I'm going to be honest. Um, I mean, it's still delicious. I'm really enjoying the Remus single barrel. So, I mean, it's put up or shut up time. What do I give this thing out of I'm gonna rate this out of 100. So, it's my very first time trying it. I'm really enjoying it. Flavor's long lasting. As I'm talking, I'm still getting some of those notes that are just really nice. Well, let's go to this. What does this remind me of? I mean, I'm getting the Remus and the Wild Turkey kind of are similar to me in terms of flavor profile, spice. They have a similar mash bill. Um, Kind of reminds me of, oh, honestly, so Kentucky Spirit single barrel from Wild Turkey is very reminiscent of that. If you like that, um, like if you really enjoyed the spicy barrel strength ones, this is it's got to be on your list, honestly. And if you have trouble finding it, come up and see me. I work at Sam's Liquor and Smoke Shop in Baser, Kansas, and I've got this on the shelf. We've got a great, extensive bourbon selection, and I'm up there. We can talk bourbons. It'd be fantastic. All right, I got to finish this sucker, literally and figuratively. So, if you enjoy the Wild Turkey, if you enjoy a high rye, like I've enjoyed Baker's high rye, Blue Run high rye, like anything that's going to be higher in the rye content of a bourbon, this has got to be on your list. And it's $59.99. This is a great buy, bang for your buck, $60. Um, Out of 100, I mean, this is legitimate. Like I'm gonna give this an 89. Not quite an A. We're just hovering right at that A, but it's really good. And maybe I'll come back to it. I'm going to probably take this to Thanksgiving tomorrow. So happy Thanksgiving to all my watchers out there. Hope you're enjoying some great bourbon this time of year. Oh, it's so fun to get bourbon this time of year. And this is one of them that I was able to get my hands on. So yeah, what I might do next, and so stay tuned. So like I said, I got the Blue Run, the Bakers, and the Remus all on a high rye. And I might just have a high rye little lineup and see which one I like better. That'd be kind of a drunk evening, and maybe I'll do that tonight. Who knows? I've only had two so far. But I appreciate you joining me tonight. That's all I'm going to blab about. The Remus Single Barrel Kansas Editions, Flint Hill Reserve Edition is exactly what it's called. Let me give you one more close up of it. So if you're ever looking for this, there you go. That's what I was drinking, and I'm really enjoying. I'm going to give it an 89. Not quite an A, but it's bang for your buck, man. It's fantastic. So, again, thanks for watching. I'm Ryan Herman. I love bourbon. Hopefully you do too.